What's going on, THL? It's Saku. Yeah, it's Friday, but I'm on here helping Fish out, or not Fish, as Lee Akari out here. My apologies. Um, so yeah, taking over doing some hopping tonight. We got two matches. We got a Legacy Series match, and we got a Hero match that the Andy and Ashley are gonna rifle through. But I'm gonna let them get into the bigger details, and the matchups, and while I'm talking to the players. But how are you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Wow, that was a massive intro, Saku.
I try.
Massive. I love the energy.
I try.
You
I'm not
definitely
at Brushy
hyped
Tuna's
it
level yet, but I'm
up.
trying to get there. Trying to
Oh, well,
get there.
thank you so much for the intro. Yeah, we're doing great. Azalea, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm happy to get the cast a little bit on not have to worry about the operation of the stream. Thank you for stepping in, Saku. I appreciate it.
Anytime. Anytime, my friend.
hmm But yeah, like Saku said, we have two matches tonight. We can start with our Legacy Series match. It's going to be a 5 seed match between Eternal and Judo Chop, two players who I know have definitely played on stream against each other, at least if not more than once. Um, we have a
Eternal's
lot.
always on stream, though. I mean, that's
Yeah, he's really been playing on stream a lot, which is great. You get to
he's
get
like
other perspectives on your match and feedback
this is
from the
like an old school
casters.
reference for those people who are over 30, but like he's like the Atlanta Braves of,
Oh yeah.
THL. Like he's just ubiquitously always, whether it's good, whether it's bad, he's just always on because, you know, he just always volunteers. But he's basically the Atlanta Braves of THL.
Yeah. So I guess we can go ahead and look at the classes. Which player do we have on our? I don't know exactly where they are on the screen. Who's on the left on the
So
right?
Judo Chop is bringing the DK,
Yeah.
the DH, the H, and the M. On the other side, Eternal has his H, his M, his Paladin, and his Shaman. So a two similar classes in the Hunter and the Mage for both players, but a little bit different. DK and DH for Judo Chop, Hunter and Mage for Eternal.
Yeah.
I guess not so surprised to not see any rogues, just because these are 5 seeds. We do know that it's super powerful, but it's super powerful at the top of the ladder. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I'm still slightly surprised seeing that. Um, Even Thief Rogue is like a pretty solid deck, like just Jackpot Rogue. Um, but yeah, it's definitely I would say maybe not the biggest surprise overall. I like the wide variety in classes we get to see um out of these players, and we'll still get to see a decent chunk of difference in the next match potentially as well. See
yeah, hopefully.
bans. So
And real critical. It's a real. I mean, the series is pretty close already. We've got 3 games played, 9-7 right now for rats of
okay,
average size. So
okay.
that's Judo Chop's team, and and pretty tight right now. Also in the standings, you're looking at two teams who, they're not at the top of the pack. They're right in the middle, fighting for, those other places to move up. So this is a real critical battle. So this, I think, if Judo Chop wins this one, depending upon, does it matter the margin? No, I think he just takes it. No. So they could go to a draw. If it's
3-2 would allow
3-2,
for
that
a draw,
3-2 would
right?
leave a draw open
Yeah.
for ET Cthulhu if they could get a 3-0 with Trito,
Yeah.
their last game.
hmm
But really critical, really probably the most critical matchup coming down. You would expect the other matchup still to play as Tom Carter versus Trito. Based on PR, you'd probably expect Trito to take it, but
Yeah.
all right. And
Just wait. We almost get bans. We get half the bans. We're waiting for Judo Chop to kind of
Okay.
chime in. So
okay, he
Yeah,
fell asleep,
sounds
I guess.
good. Sheesh, bans in this case.
Um,
I
Looking at the bans, I would expect probably a DK ban from Eternal. Um,
okay.
Especially that if you expect that most likely Judo Chop's going to bring a Frost DK. Hunter Mage Paladin Shaman, especially the Shaman, Paladin, and
Mhm.
Hunter, don't match up very well against that Frost DK.
Yeah.
Because they're very board centric. They need their minions to be able to attack face to deal damage,
Yeah.
and that Frost DK is really good at stopping you from doing that.
For sure.
Um, so I expect probably a Frost DK ban
Hmm.
from Eternal. On the other side, um,
I'd say Major
maybe
Shaman probably.
maybe a Shaman ban.
Yeah, Evolved Shaman tends to match up well in top board-based decks. Yeah. So
Yeah, it could be
yeah, we'll
that.
just.
I mean, but again, with 5 seeds,
I
you
don't.
can't
Yeah.
really predict what they're gonna do.
Not yeah. I would say that I don't have like technically it should probably yeah it's a all right mage ban that
So it
makes
is a
sense.
mage ban.
Aggro mage probably has a lot. Aggro mage has some decent matchups into what has been brought. Um, it would technically depend on the demon hunter, but yeah.
Word, word. All right, so it looks like we are waiting for them to start. I believe that they're locked
Yeah, we're just
in.
gonna wait on we're just gonna send them off on their way and
I
they
will.
can. Yep,
I'll get them going.
sounds good, friend.
So
If
just
you'd
for
like,
our viewers,
yeah.
yeah, I was going to say our viewers out there, when you're looking at the screen, our channel's going to be at the bottom of the screen.
Hmm.
So first spectate for our casters, and top of your screen is going to be Judo Top Chop.
Okay.
And this is legacy for everybody, so it's not, it is conquest format. So we do have to win with all 3 decks. Our later game is hero, so we will be seeing stuff
Yep.
staying once it wins.
Yeah, so this is closed list conquest. So we only know classes, we don't know the decks. And we'll get into it shortly.
Eternal likes playing on Friday nights. Is that right?
Yeah, he plays a lot on Friday nights.
Yeah, he's kind of like penciled in. Last
Hard,
week though, he didn't play for us though.
hard coded.
Yeah,
Somebody
someone
jumped in ahead of him.
we got our time slots for last week very quick. And the time slot that he wanted unfortunately was already taken. And
All
then
right.
yeah. Alright, so we have eyeballs. Well, not
Ooh,
eyeballs, but we can spectate.
still waiting for Eternal to kick in.
Okay, yeah.
Hmm. Can you guys spectate already?
I'm spectating. I'm just spectating judo first. Um, it is
We do
mage
have
versus shaman is our first matchup.
Yeah. Just asked.
Colonel is on his shaman. I don't think he has spectator.
Yeah, I don't think he's got a spec on. I just asked. So, if you want to
It is
just,
going to be an aggro mage
Yeah, it's
for
it looks like it's an aggro mage. I saw
for
Deathborn in
judo.
the mulligan.
Yeah, for sure. With the shielded
Yeah.
sorceress, you see Blood Mage Thalanos, and the Frost we've done Unir.
Mm-hmm.
We're still waiting for Eternal. Okay, there
yeah,
it
I'm
should
just
be
gonna
here
show.
now.
All right, there we go.
We're good.
Only Ball
Yeah.
Shaman.
Okay.
Just look at it. It is the more standard Evolved Shaman that plays probably Nechalon as the high end,
Yeah,
not the one who
probably.
plays the combo with
Mm-hmm.
the Deathborn and what's his face, Alkir.
We are
So
on
just
screen
gonna
now.
drop.
Okay,
He
let's
does
go.
drop the muck pool early, which I don't like because that will delay him a turn from being able to play the knoll.
Hmm.
So normally,
Yeah.
like you play knoll on the turn. I think it's three. You could play knoll on three, and then you coin out the muck pool. So this will delay it one turn, unless you could find some
Unless
furniture.
schooling is
Yeah, unless the
found.
schooling comes.
Schooling is not found.
Mm-mm.
But
So, okay, he is going to do this play. This is correct. So he's going to throw this first in there, and it's a pretty decent one, 3-2. Well, Merlin's
yeah.
not bad. It's going to have to trade into something.
Hmm.
On the other side, Judo, you probably just want to keep going. I like just playing Frosty Dungeoneer.
Yeah, I do as well.
There's an argument, I guess, that he could put Throwdown, and I think he's going to go for the Flurry King. I don't like that as much, voting mana in this position.
Yeah. I I personally think I would have just taken the trade and played the Dungeoneer because every spell in your deck is frost, so you're gonna summon 2 extra 1/1s.
So it looks like Eternal.
It's gonna
He's just
coin
going
out
to put
the
the
Wildpaw
Wild
Caverns that he just picked up. That's a very good pickup.
Yeah, it's a good pickup. It does delay his null another turn, and kind of hurts him. But I mean, it's pretty solid. I guess it's arguable, between the two. Um, Whether you want to start rolling out these 3/3s, I guess it's not bad.
Yeah.
I just kind of like, when you're delaying playing that 10 drop, and
Hmm.
potentially that 10 drop is what you know you can get. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit. I mean, I like playing a little bit slower with it, especially when you have the combo already. Like, I
Hmm.
mean, if he had kept everything, he would have played a 10 drop last turn. But okay, let's make the trade. Throws down the Blood Mage Thalanos.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I like
So
that play.
he can't go for a trade. And the trade, so he can't get a 10 drop now. But instead he decides
No.
to Primordial Wave.
The wave turned out pretty well for him. As Spirit of the Wolf or Spirit Alpha.
You don't think you have any overloads, do you? Yeah,
No.
there are. There, Command and Epsilon.
Oh yeah, Neptulon. Yeah. But now it's a 5/5 taunt, which is still pretty good, and you're still spawning 3/4s every turn.
Yeah, I don't. I think the other play. I mean, because then you could get down a 5 drop and you could get a 10 drop and
Hmm.
take something out on the other side of the board. Like had he traded the
Yeah.
minion, he gets his null down. He trades with something. Oh,
Oh,
that's what
I
then.
I really like Objection here.
Only problem is that you're gonna give it to him, but that's not a big deal for you.
Yeah, I mean he
Big
doesn't
deal.
necessarily have to play it this turn, right? Like he can hold the Objection. He's gonna take the
Oh,
first flame,
you take the first flame.
especially because there's a cold case. I definitely still like playing the cold case here. Um, I personally don't know if I trade everything in, but I think he's going to
That's a lot.
keep the 5/5 from going face.
Oh no, I don't like these. I don't like these trades. You keep them on the board. Next turn you have
The
Deathborn.
skeletons.
Like next turn you could have pushed it down to 2 health. Deathborn.
Yeah. So Eternal did not pick correctly on the spell. So no first flame. Does have the null here, but doesn't have it be active. It does not have an active muck pool, so it's definitely better here to play the Neptulon. Um,
The
now we
only problem
no,
with this Neptulon play is that it does. He's gonna make the trades. Is that really playing into the Deathborn here.
Yeah, this Deathborn is gonna be pretty nice.
And that's a pretty nasty Deathborn.
Yeah, if this hits correctly, it's okay. It did not hit quite correctly.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Maybe I guess maybe you're supposed to just Deathborn first there.
yeah, I think that was probably the better is attacking the face, and because you could guarantee that you'll
You get the extra.
at
You get an
least, and
extra.
you'll get the pop off to kill
Yeah.
the last minion. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get 3 with a chance of having to clear the whole board.
Another Wild Paw Caverns picked up. The draw hasn't. I see the draw has been pretty awkward here. There's no reason to play
You can't
There's no
even
reason
trade
to
this turn
Vol'jin
now.
because you're not. The reason to don't need to Vol'jin is because you only have Null in hand, and you could have just played the Null if you wanted the Null.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Vol'jin is general. He does get to Null with the trigger there and gets a lock bar, which is really big. It doesn't. It's very fortunate to not have eaten the damage from the eat the damage from the volatile skeleton, because that would have set it to 4, which would have meant it was removable by first flame and second flame.
Yeah.
Instead, we have to dig with prismatic. A chaos leech is really good here. It allows you to chaos leech ping, and that's pretty good. Or you,
yeah, you can.
I guess you maybe first flame. I don't know.
No, it doesn't like it. It's mana efficient. Like it doesn't because you're gonna play the suspicious alchemist.
Yeah.
So it's more mana efficient just to ping in this case.
Ooh, we're getting later. Gosh, part of me wants to take the Drake Fire, even though it's probably not the best pick.
No, it's either Orb
It's Orb or Deathborn, and I think I
Because
personally would have gone Orb. I think the idea, the generation is so good with Orb.
Okay, so
And he gets it right.
Does correctly.
Yeah.
He can. Yeah, I think I like this.
Yeah, and we're just dropping the stag. Yeah, I mean, perhaps leading with a Farsight would have been a little better there, but still pretty okay.
No, I like it. You get it up, you get the minions down. I mean, in this matchup, you're still at 20 health, so you still have the potential to fight for the board here.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like we're setting up for a 3 for a Deathborn on 3 minions. Yeah, you have to do this.
The problem is that you know that your opponent has his own Deathborn.
So now
that he can just Deathborn back into you.
Yeah.
I might even play the totem. So you could also play. You could also just Brucon here too.
Yeah, you could just Brucon. I guess I wonder if the reason to maybe kill it with Brucon is you're only taking 1 health. You're just losing your 5 armor and taking an extra health versus.
The other thing to think about though is that when else are you really gonna play this Deathborn? Like there's not.
Really I agree. Yeah.
To play it.
I agree. Like I think either one is fine. I was thinking maybe because it's aggro mage and.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, the only. Oh, we're not even going to kill the minions off. I don't know if I like that.
Yeah,
personally,
that was a little too greedy to go face in this position.
Yeah, and now there is a trigger for this frozen touch just by trading the minions. Does hit the Deathborn? Yeah, you could just trigger the Deathborn here. That would be absolutely fine. You're dealing so much damage, but we're gonna opt for the bolt. I'm not the biggest fan of trading with the bolt because we have minions that trade and deal damage, so it can make our trades a lot easier. Yeah. Frozen Touch is potentially not going to get infused now.
Yeah, I think that he was looking to trade and throw the Frozen Touch in, I think.
Yeah, and it is going to end up getting infused with this last trade. It seems like so much. It just seems like so much trading from an aggressive deck.
Yeah.
Where.
And he doesn't. And I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now it's like you sort of played into the Deathborn that you know that your opponent has.
Yeah, and now the Deathborn becomes much better. There's only 2. You're only getting 2 things back now. Granted, he has the third Deathborn, but he will be taking damage coming back from it. I really want to see the hero power here, even though it floats mana, because it's just 6 damage face. I know Farsight is mana efficient, but yeah, we see it draws Prescience is good, but I think there's only one more minion left in the deck. Maybe 2 if he's playing Giants, Sea Giants. Oh, this is a full board of... So we're gonna see the Deathborn here. And I'd like to also see Frozen Touch go face with a ping.
He should have thrown the Frozen Touch first. So he would have got another full proc on his Frozen Touch.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you're definitely correct there. He's gonna hold. He's gonna hold the touch.
But again, that's a misplay because it's 3 free damage.
Yeah, and it's a regenerative card.
Itself.
Yep.
So it is a bit of a misplay there from Judo Chop not throwing this Frozen Touch back at Eternal's face here.
Yeah, and this is gonna draw. This will should draw 1 minion. Yeah, it just draws the 1 minion, and now we're gonna see Glug as I would guess Glug, and perhaps also and probably just a heal on the end of the turn. So this Glug is gonna get pretty big. In all likelihood.
He can take it out.
But he have to get a little fortunate with it.
So he can assuredly just throw both Frozen Touches at it. And
you're right. Yeah.
Frozen Touch.
Yeah, it feels bad to do that, but at that point you're in an okay position if you do that. Okay.
He's gonna try and go for it.
Yeah, I think you just gotta burn it.
But yeah, you can't afford this Glug bigger.
But from here, the trades become pretty easy. We'll see how many of these get to go face. Okay.
Critically on the other side.
Oh, that's a lot of damage going face. That is... We're now seeing Eternal at 8 health. And he does have the heal, but the heal would kill him. Using his hero power would actually kill him.
So no, it wouldn't. He would have.
Well, it would leave him. It would leave
him at 2 health.
And he would have. Okay, so he's just gonna go for the Tidehunter. Tidehunter doesn't save him. I'm pretty sure.
I think that it's lethal anyway.
It depends, right? I guess how the.
Okay, yeah. So
he hits this. If it doesn't hit face, it hits a minion. It's fine. So he's at 6. Any damage needs 1 damage. 1 damage is needed. Doesn't draw it, but there are flurries, so he just flurries. This is guaranteed 2 turn. This is near guaranteed 2 turn. Actually, it is guaranteed 2 turn lethal, as long as he pings at the end.
So is there an out for?
The out would be some form of heal, but there is no heal.
Is there something off Tiny Toys that he can get? That's the only thing I can think of.
Something that life steals? Because it would have to be life steal because ping kills. Maybe there was a draw, but I don't know.
Well, if there was, he's not going.
I don't know what Winchell would have drawn. That's the thing.
Yeah, I think that he
drew Disguise. I guess Disguise. I don't know if Disguise could have done anything. Maybe you get. I don't know. I don't think there's a specific. I don't believe there is a specific life stealing. I don't think so. I don't know the card pool that well off the top of my head, unfortunately. I know that there's rushers, like 6-drop rusher and stenographer, but don't know about life steals.
Yeah. Well, if there was, he didn't play to that out.
No, yeah,
I misplay there.
Yeah.
I think in that position, he knew, he knows that the opponent can just pick the face. I think you just have to go for it. I think you have to draw first.
Yeah.
Off of the Frozen Touch, and then even then he could have evolved something. See, maybe he gets something that has life steal. I'm trying to think if there's any rush minions with life steal. So
I
there
don't.
is the 4-mana shaman one.
Oh, is there?
The
Okay.
6/4. I
Oh
think
yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
Canal
6/4
Slogger.
with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Canal Slogger.
Canal Slogger
That
would have
has it.
potentially been something. Yeah. I don't
Um,
know if there's any 3-cost minions possible as we wait for the players to pick their classes for game number 2.
I think that the taunt minions that come out are 3 cost or are they 2 cost?
Hmm?
They might be 2 cost. The ones that are generated by the Dukan hero power.
I'm not sure.
I think
Unfortunately,
they're 2 cost
I
or
haven't seen
3 cost
them.
ones. Yeah, so they're I mean there's something like I think though that he didn't
Yeah.
play those out.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
and I think that like he throws down Neptune. I think maybe the better
Hmm.
play was to go for the clear. Because you could have gone like the turn before he could hero power, go for the clear. He drops down to 2, but
Hmm.
I think the only thing that survives on the board is the 2/3.
2-3. And there was a freeze for that.
Yeah.
And there was definitely ways to deal with it. All right, and here we have
So
a
it is a relic
what
hunter.
looks like a spell. It was probably going to be a spell relic DH against
Yeah.
Eternals of All Shaman.
Yeah. So we
And
do see.
these are some mighty good cards to have. Especially because I see phantasms, I see dimensions. I'm just waiting to see. I was just waiting to see the relic vault itself come out. But we're gonna toss back the dimensions, which um as someone who's played a ton of Fel DH, a ton of Relic DH last expansion and this expansion, I feel like if you're gonna toss back any of the relics, you probably just toss back the extinction. Because I mean, maybe you can use it, but you know that Evolve Shaman doesn't play a ton of stuff early. Um,
Just
there's
put
the
the relic
vault, so we're
vault
gonna get a
back.
good start here.
So
Jace
okay.
Arcanist Zymox.
So yeah, so this is kind of the I guess it's like the more relic based Fel DH
Yeah,
build. Um, so it is like playing the Zymox for draw or removal, and then
yeah,
also like playing the full relic package. So it's
definitely, yeah.
as powerful as the Quest DH, but it is a little bit more consistent and a little bit easier to play, I guess would be the way to say it.
Yeah, I guess yeah. I'm okay. We rolled a loot hoarder off of the muck pools there. 'Cause I'm very interested as to the idea of using the muck pools on the totem.
Sorry,
Um,
little Andy made a guest appearance there.
all good. But yeah,
um,
so here we get to see the vault get played.
he does
And
grab
the
the
vault get.
Neptune, and
We're not triggering the vault, huh? That's so
um,
that I even if I would even just coin it here if I wanted to clear. But the relic vault is the phantasms is
yeah, a little
so
surprising to
big.
see
You
him
have to
not
play the phantasms there pretty
go for
much,
the.
like in my opinion. Otherwise he's just surrendered all board presence now almost this entire game. Well, maybe not completely got rid of it. He does have Felderai Warband here. But now we're gonna trigger. So now we're gonna trigger it with extinction.
So you can whiff on this extinction though. Well,
He did not
he
whiff on
won't
the
whiff now.
extinction.
He
He
did
could have. You're right, but he
but
didn't.
he does get it. Um, could go for the 3/3s, or it looks like he's just gonna play the other
Are we gonna
vault.
play? I guess we can play the Bouncel here if we're not gonna. We're gonna
No.
hero power. Yeah,
I don't mind holding the Bouncel because you don't know what you want yet.
yeah. I guess you're right. Um,
I imagine he's probably either going to look to
I would.
play the Relic of
Ye-
Phantasms next turn,
Yeah. So now, so here, I would play the Bouncel for Zymox, and then and then I would probably go Warband. Maybe that's wrong and not the correct, but I definitely would want to clear this up, but also get Zymox infuses.
So yeah, if he's gonna do this, I do agree. He needs to get the Zymox so
Mm-hmm.
that he can get those infusions, but he doesn't. He's gonna choose to
But
just
yeah,
keep the board clear.
yeah, this play like it's been a bit,
Very passive. Is very
yeah, very passive and very much like not sticking to like the main
and I don't
what I would
think
call the main game plan of this deck, which is
yeah,
get your
you
vaults
want
down, get as many relics played as you can, because you're um then eventually like your phantasms make a ton, you get big Zymox. Your Zymox, makes massive minions later and can clear any board, and can clear 2 minions pretty much without fail. Um, yeah, it's interesting.
yeah.
Not seeing the phantasms played
Mhm.
um at all this game yet. There's only been one relic trigger at this point.
Yeah, because on the turn that he triggered the relic to play
Yeah,
the extinction, he could have triggered the relic, played the phantasms, then played the extinction to clear off everything.
yeah, for sure.
And so he is going to trigger it, and he is going to play the
The
first set.
phantasms here and probably go for the Zy. Let's see what he goes for the pull for the minion he's gonna take. I would guess it's Zym. Yeah, I was gonna say I guess it's Zymox
That's
based on just kind of what I would have get like based on usefulness of minion, because we're not. I mean, you could have technically with the fact that Unleash Fell now will heal, he could have gone for that. We haven't really been we really haven't been focusing on Eternal a lot this game. He's been pretty much playing a very solid curve based game plan here.
he does
Um,
pass going for a 10 drop, and he actually could have gone. He could have cleared up a lot of this board if he
yeah.
had gone for
Hmm.
the null into the command of Neptune. He decides
Yeah.
to go with the Glug instead, but that
Glug is gonna do pretty well here
is
potentially.
really that is a little
Glug is
tricky.
gonna get. I think Glug's gonna be an issue this game because it's gonna stick around. And there's not gonna be a much way to clear it because there's no artifice. There's not the artificer. There's not there
That
isn't any
doesn't have any.
Arcanist. The Arcanist would have not really cleared it either, but Arcanist would have allowed you to use more minion. Maybe you have more minions to throw into the Glug here, but instead now Glug is unclearable right
Yeah, like
now.
yeah, he could have gone for a Zymox play. Like he could have
Yeah,
coined
he
out
could
a
have. He
Zymox.
could have.
He could have everything
Yeah,
and coined out a Zymox play, which I think was a little better.
yeah, I can see that.
Um, like yeah,
But
he
now,
could
but
have.
now Glug is a 9/8, which you can throw all this. You can throw all you want at it. Probably just want to play deal with the devil here, and that way you have your rush. That way you have your life stealers
I
on the
don't really
board.
like the trade here. I think you just go face.
Yeah, I think it's just absolutely best here to summon this null, kill off a 3/3 with. You can kill off one of the life stealers, and then you just make it a 10 minion, a bigger minion. Um, hopefully, and then you can even technically trade it with a 3/1 if you want to. Just to clear up some board, and maybe you summon a taunt totem, which makes it more annoying.
Yeah, I like
Um,
playing a lot of the. He
oh
has the
wow,
schooling,
Stoneborn General.
and you have the schooling here. I like clearing all this up with the
Oh
schooling
yeah, schooling is quite good here.
because you can get pretty nasty. He does have the command echelon,
Oh,
so
that's
he
a
can actually
two-cost
do all
command
of
of
it.
Neptulon. Yeah, this
So
is
he can do
all
everything.
getting cleared off. This is a problem.
It is
The
going.
glug is now the glug is clearable, maybe.
Uh,
No, everything's gonna get cleared off here. My thought process was is that if everything was left as is, then the glug was not clearable. But now this is an issue. The taunt totem in the way is even more annoying.
oh, Trophy.
Oh no, doesn't realize that that doesn't affect
Fox
Xymon.
does not actually work. So,
Yeah.
well, it might draw a uh, a relic.
It could draw a playable relic card,
It
yeah.
could draw a playable relic.
It does, it draws dimensions. That's like the best possible
So he
thing
does
because
draw a
everything from his deck now costs 0.
Yeah.
So 0 cost that, 0 cost dimension, 0 cost alacrity.
Oh,
This is a huge swing. Yeah, you can definitely do that. I don't know about drawing through the whole deck, but
um,
I'm not sure what is and isn't clearable here. That doesn't summon all 4 minions. Summons 2. Kurtrus, you do not want to play Kurt here. Do not play Kurt here. You want to make sure that you have the space for it. But he will never have the space for it unless he plays Fel. Barrage. Actually, he still won't. Now he will.
he's still dead.
But this minion is just so big.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the time to clear. He just doesn't.
He
Kurt.
he can't though. He doesn't have the power.
The Kurtrus minions would have killed it.
Yeah, the Chris minions.
Kurt minions would have killed it, but he just didn't have time.
Yeah, he ran out of time there.
Yeah. I mean, he almost had it. The second set of draws I don't think were necessary. But yeah. And just for giggles, Eternal's gonna play Bloodlust and going to go face.
I love that I was at the end for Eternal. Yeah, Judo Chop, unfortunately, a lot of decisions there that last turn, and he couldn't get everything done in time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, animations and everything. Probably
I think the lack of cohesive game, the lack of consistent game plan, really like hindered Judo's chances of winning that game.
A little bit. I mean, it is very complex. There's a lot of things you got to figure out.
Sure.
Situation. On top of that, every time
Yeah.
you're killing him in, the glug is getting bigger. So
Yeah.
you're trying to figure out, okay, well, how much health does it have? How much attack do I have? Can I put down?
Yeah.
So I think he just was trying to figure all of it out at the same time.
Sure.
And just unfortunately, he ran out of time, and then
Mhm.
a bit of a misplay. So, but it is 1-1. He can still run that DH back out again. And we'll see something new from Eternal. Wonder if he goes to the Paladin or the Hunter. We haven't seen
Yeah.
Hunter. Both players still have it up, so
I think I want to say whatever deck gets played is going to have a decent matchup into the Demon Hunter. 'Cause I think that like Fel DH has a hard time dealing with Paladin potentially. Actually, maybe not. It can clear that can clear a lot of things. So
it can.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if it's very 50-50-ish. Especially because this isn't a quest deck. This is just a regular spell Demon Hunter. So I think it's pretty even. And for the Hunter, I would suspect perhaps a Beast Hunter, which is actually a bit favored. But Judo brings out the Hunter, and Judo has Shock Spitter Hunter. It looks like
Hunter, and it is going to be a
Pure Paladin. Okay.
So a little bit favored to the Paladin, I believe.
I don't know. It's pretty even. I would say it's slightly favored for the Hunter, if the hunt, because I mean, especially in this case where I'm looking at Selective Breeder and Ram in hand already. But yeah, just the Selective Breeder in general just makes this quite good. No weapons though to start, which is a bit of a could be a bit of an issue. But there is a decent curve here, for the Hunter with the lack of. Considering the lack of
He's playing Arcane Quiver, so I wonder if he has the Arcane Damage spell package.
Yeah, I would guess so, right?
Yeah, you're playing the Quiver.
Especially because he's playing Kodobane. But yeah, double
Yes,
righteous.
you can see the Kodobane as well.
Double Righteous Protectors. I think I would play the Breeder here just to make sure I can get another copy of Shock Spitter just because we just drew one Shock Spitter.
Uh,
It was either that or
I like
coining out
Poacher
spirits.
because you can then go Poacher into Wild Spirits, which is real
Yeah,
nice.
okay.
I like that play a little bit better than
Sure.
the Breeder because you have no weapons. The
Yeah,
Shock Spitter
you're
isn't
right.
doing too much yet.
The good thing is that now there is a weapon coming in.
He is just going to throw out the order in the court.
Yeah.
He still has a little way, so he
Mhm.
can play.
Yeah. So this Wild Spirits will not quite trigger the weapon. It'll be triggered next turn.
So if he trades off the sous chef, he can play one.
I would like to see the wild. The reason that okay, we're gonna see Quiver.
No, why are we not going?
Yeah, that's pretty
Alright.
odd. I guess he really wants to milk this Wild Spirit's value, but
So it's
personally, I'm not the biggest fan of that because it's such a clean curve play, and and now we've used our coin up, which can easily help us get like Tavish down pretty early. Yeah, it's pretty even. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't see Reckoning or Divine Toll being.
Yeah, I think you take for
Divine Toll's
Quel'The. I think you take for Quel'The. I think you take for Quel'The loss here.
Have the minions here.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so he's
Yeah, this paladin, the taunt minion is just really causing a pain for the paladin. You can trade off against the you can trade off against the 2/2 with your phase. Now and there is a 3/1 spawning, and if you Wild Spirits, there's going to be a weapon, which will get the Shock Spitters going.
So he doesn't know yet. I mean, if he Wild Spirits this turn, he does get the weapon.
Yeah, but now both Shock Spitters are drawn. Breeder will just be to get Ram now, or Hydrolodon, I guess. Probably a Hydra in the deck as well.
Does that Stormspike Battle Ram?
Yeah, Ram, or probably Hydra.
I haven't seen what else because we haven't seen if he plays the Hydra.
Yeah, I would guess.
But I think that the Arcane one does cut the Hydra.
Okay. Well, we will see, but there's gonna be some big light rays coming in now. This is gonna be a pretty good board coming down.
Yeah, we're gonna
the Battle Vicar plus double light ray, and now it's just gonna be this Hunter is just a bit. Hunter is very far behind now, and the weapon swings are gonna have to go into 6/6s, which pretty much spells certain doom, because there is no. You play Shock Spitter, you'll lose the Shock Spitter for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And you have to clear through 2 of them.
And you're gonna have to eat these.
Yeah.
So it's a real tough position.
For sure.
For Judo to come back from.
Yeah. If there was a Keen Eye Spotter in hand, we would have definitely seen a pretty nice out get picked up, but there's no Keen Eye Spotter in hand.
So with the one Shock Spitter, he can clear up one of these light rays with the trade.
Yeah, I'd really like to see Wild Spirits played here. Like from this position, you're just not. This is just not a winning line.
Yeah, you can't.
This is a lose. This is absolutely a lose. Unfortunately, a losing line from the Hunter, because now there's still another 6/6. You don't have 2 Shock Spitters to play with anymore. You only have 1 for the rest of the game. So there's the Hydrolodon.
Does play
but he's traded, and now he's just dead on board. So that as long as Eternal just counts, he should see the counting. He's still gonna play his Countess though. Gotta get your cards in before you end the game. So yep, he should just count it, see it's 10, and get the win.
yeah, the hunter gave up way too much board way too early.
Yeah,
I think there was especially the turn where he forego the wild spirits, and I think that really kind of to play the arcane quiver. I think
yeah.
you're a little bit too slow. Like you needed to get those minions out. You got to fight for board, especially against the paladin that only
Al-
has board. That's
yeah,
all board.
Paladin only has board. There's no weapons from this deck that you're dealing with. So you have to keep them off board as much as possible. Um, yeah,
So Eternal's going to take a 2-1 lead.
yep.
He
Just has to
has
win with his um, I think it's
so
his
it's
Hunter. Yeah. So we'll get to see what
Hunter.
Hunter deck this is.
We don't know if it's a Shock Spitter or a Beast Hunter.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah. Shock
on the
in.
other
It's
side,
actually the mirror is pretty even. The matchup is even both ways from it. Let's see if this is a big Beast Hunter. This could
no, it's
spell
a
some.
Shock Spitter. So
It's
as we
another
see,
Shock Spitter. Both players playing Shock Spitter. I'm a bit surprised considering how good, like especially from Eternal side, considering how good Beast Hunter is into Demon Hunter. So
uh, the Shock Spitter I think is just the more popular build.
yeah, you're right. It's more popular. I have found it more difficult to play. It's a lot of nuances to it. But yeah, so we have another really good start for relics for Judo Chop. Um,
Just have the one Phantasm. I mean, he really wants to find the vault. Like,
yeah,
top deck candle shots, exactly what you
yeah.
want.
So Candle Shot top deck is really good. It's
He could
the
go
start
20
of.
into Wild Spirits.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty nasty
Yeah,
start.
for sure. I want to see. I'm guessing he wants to maybe Balance Spirit, but I think Chaos Strike is just to draw. Chaos Strike's just really strong here.
Hand's pretty bad,
Oh
so
yeah,
okay.
but
I don't like
the
this.
but bounce
Um,
rolling for an Arcanist isn't. I mean, it's not the best thing. I think with the lack of draw in hand, you need to just take your draw that you have and do the 2 damage to face that way. But coining out Wild Spirits, this can get pretty icky pretty fast. Got
yeah,
no weapon, unfortunately. The lack of weapon draw there. Not the end of the world because of Candle Shot being there, and with the second Wild Spirits, we're likely to get it. Um, but yeah, we do see the Relic Vault pickup.
ooh,
I'm not sure I prefer playing an Extinction versus just
yeah.
tanking the damage here.
I
Um,
understand he wants to get the relics going. So next turn, he probably looks like he's gonna play the 2 extinction, and then
yeah, I guess so. I would have
and pump out.
probably just played Vault Hero Power personally, but he chose to go with that. But he chose to go with this line. Um, Notably, there is no
And
breeder
I
or
think
spitters
that's
at least.
the best play to go for right now because you can get a pretty decent board. He will be able to clear off his 2/4 and get
Yeah.
2/3/3s and 2/4/4s, which is a pretty big
Mm-hmm.
board.
Yeah, and this is where the Demon Hunter can definitely take a good lead against this deck. There is no weapon coming down here, just a taunt minion, which gets pretty easily cleared up. Bloodseeker getting drawn, at least that's another weapon to play.
Yeah,
But
next turn he
but the
does
battle
have
but the battle ram is good to clear off a 4/4 here.
he
Um,
definitely wants to get that ahead.
and you definitely want to do that. You want to make sure you take as much damage off the board as possible.
He's
Um,
thinking about playing
there's
Devouring Core, but that doesn't do anything for him.
yeah, he's gonna actually learn the interaction between Swarm and think he'll actually kill his 2/4 if he plays Swarm. So wisely does not play that. And Kurters is the pickup, which is not bad at all. Because we're gonna see another attack here. And so that's gonna be 4/4s coming in next turn. Very likely. Look, I like this.
Yeah,
I like this. I like this play a lot.
yeah,
Um,
just push the 9 damage.
yep.
You have Kurt next turn. It's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
On the other side, he does get his weapon up.
Yep.
He's in
And
a bit of a rough position.
yeah, the rough position here just being there's no shock spitters. He has a lot of damage on his. He has a lot of spitter damage. So so we're just gonna see the spotter for a body. And
So
yeah,
he
it's okay.
can play. Yeah, he can play the Devouring Storm.
Which would remove the 4/3,
Uh,
so
yeah,
allowing that to go back to hand.
but that's not
And
really good in your hand.
agreed.
That's
And
pretty.
this is just yeah. Honestly, there's two lines of play here technically, which would be making bigger, which would be making 5/5 and 6/6s, and maybe like something else on top of it. But Kirchner's is great. You set up the Kirchner's hero power. You
You
have
just react to the board.
yep. You have
With the
Warblades.
warbands,
You have
yeah, you can go
Warband
for
next
it.
turn. Just make sure that you attack with your other minions first in case of
None of these
explosive.
are good.
Yeah, none of these are great. I would personally, yeah, I think motion deny is the one you want to take there. There's the explosive trap, so as long as Judo makes sure that he tests, and Eternal has now said, without saying it, that I have explosive trap.
Telegraphed it a little bit.
So as long as Judo attacks first here, he will not lose his warband. He could now play warband as well, technically, if he'd like to. I would perhaps think he's gonna play deal with a devil here.
No, I think you pump out these phantasms.
Oh yeah. Pump out the
5, 6,
phantasms.
I mean that's so good.
Yeah, for sure. Even though you're not necessarily, even though you're floating mana, you're okay.
That's the biggest board that you can make.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing against the hunter. He's played his standard. Like, what is he gonna do to
Yeah,
take
like there's not much he can do here. He doesn't get a weapon. Astalor gives him 5 extra armor, but that 5 armor does not save him.
The only consideration other than doing this was to go for you could go for the deal for the devil, but you're at 24 health. You know that the shock spitters can't kill you from this position.
Yeah, for sure.
You this board, force him to try and.
Yeah, I agree. You're definitely right. Yeah. Hero power comes out. It is Misha. Misha gets dealt with, however, by Felderai Warband, which clears it up completely.
This is. I mean, he is dead on board.
Yes. Right.
Even with the taunt, it doesn't matter. He's
Yep.
got damage on board.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would still just make sure with the. I personally just still would have made sure, but he's gonna play double. He's gonna play double Unleash Fell. Just make sure that everything's completely cleared.
If he was at 9 or less health, he would be dead right now.
Yes, for sure, but yeah, but he's not.
And we are
yeah.
in game 5.
Yes, the best words in all of Hearthstone. Game 5.
Game 5. And that win for Judo does guarantee that I think, or was it a turn? Oh, so it is it can still be. Oh no, so if Judo wins, then he was it one? No. That's right.
No,
So
it's game 5. So
there is still a possibility in the last game.
Yeah, so if Eternal wins this, then Trito would have to sweep Tom.
No, if Judo wins, Trito has to sweep.
Oh yeah, if Judo wins, Trito has to sweep to tie.
Yeah.
And if Eternal wins, then ET could then it just comes down to the last one. You're right. Yep.
So a Hunter Mirror, a Shock Spitter Hunter Mirror to finish this one up. You do see the Shock Spitters in Judo's hand, but no weapon. He will throw them back.
Okay. So it is a shock. It is a Shock Spitter Mirror. And both players don't have the worst hands. And yeah, I mean, this is going to be interesting. Both players with early weapons.
Judo
Uh,
does open up with the candle shot.
yeah.
I haven't played with that.
I could honestly see a case to lead out with a coin Bloodseeker. But I don't know, it's maybe not super necessary. I would like to see, I guess you could play double baddie here, but I might be more inclined to go for either something with a tracking or something with or just play the breeder. And I'm certainly not the biggest fan of trading with the 1/1. But we're gonna see the first breeder come out, and that's gonna be a ram pick. Interesting. This man, we're not we're not taking the best minion, or we're not taking the minion that makes our deck run with the breeder. It's very interesting. Ooh, we can get another breeder in hand. I quite like that. We're gonna take Aralon. Oh, true, Saku. I just responded there out loud. I don't know why I did that. But
hero power.
yeah, I'm curious. Both players are playing Shockspitter Hunter, but are playing for board like this. It's very interesting.
It's a way of playing the matchup that is not
it's
normally the way of playing the matchup.
Yeah, it's a very I'm it's like no shot splitters taken off the first breeder is so weird to me, but and I'd be curious to know why. Obviously, Judo hasn't played a breeder yet, but Eternal not taking that could be maybe because he just has no weapons,
and
but he does have a weapon.
There, he should have traded first with the breeder and then ran in with the 3/1, because he would have saved a health on his breeder.
Oh,
here.
True. Yeah, you're right. But we do see a Shock Spitter taken into hand that will do 4 damage on play.
4 already.
Yeah, and we're getting to the point now where like this minion triggers, and as long as he does it correctly, you can go for like Shock Spitter and then a Devouring Swarm as long as it's like making sure it dies. So
imagine we have to see the Aralon here.
I would like to see a trade. See, personally, I just want to get the weapon and then just hero power and go face and just make sure I trade off with the 4/1. But the way that players have been playing, it's definitely dictating Aralon was getting.
I mean, if you're taking the Aralon off of the tracking,
you're playing on 5, right?
You should play it on 5.
Yeah.
On the other side, though, Hydralodon is coming down, and
yeah, Hydra's gonna be a pain, but there is a Tavish at least.
That is a nasty and scary board.
Yep, it's pretty nasty. I would like to see, we just traded into the main Hydralodon, and then I'd like to see Tavish. And just hope and pray that we get explosive. We got explosive. That's good.
Right, so we did get the explosive trap.
And I would like to see improved. I'd like to see ice trap here. Funny enough, probably.
Probably the best one.
Because it would it would hurt swarm, and it would hurt. And even though there's I guess coin is like a reason to not.
I actually, I actually do think that the judgment was the better pick because.
Judgment. Oh, the motion denied.
Yeah, motion denied.
Oh, okay.
Pick here because you want to go for, like, you want to push that damage.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You're gonna push the
damage. Reason, yeah, my only main reason in my mind would have probably been, are they really playing 3 cards, and then they would have played 3 cards next turn.
They
and I would have been proven wrong.
He still has the coin.
Why are we not pick the spitters? Please, you want like 5, you want like 4 spitters every game so you could just use them. So you can just do stuff with them. I'm sorry. I should not be as critical. But
Listen,
It's
no,
not.
I
It's,
mean,
it's not critical, dude.
but
it's
it
called
hurts.
Shock Spitter Hunter
But
for a reason.
it hurts my brain to not see the shock spitters getting taken off breeder. I think
I
that's
mean,
just some. I think
I
that's just
think
something
that
to recognize when you play
they're
their
in a
deck, right?
method, or they're in a mindset of playing the game
Yeah.
that was more like a beast hunter,
Yeah.
where it's like you fight for board.
And then
Both players are kind of playing that same way, where it's like
yeah.
I'm trying to fight for
Hmm.
board, clear minions, get ahead. In reality,
Yeah.
it's like all they want to do is get their opponent low enough to where they can just shock spitter, get a
Shock
devouring
spitter
swarm,
lethal.
shock
Yeah.
spitter them again, and kill them
Yeah,
twice.
like this next turn we're getting close to it, but there's so many dormant wild seeds that like the wild seeds are dormant and it's just leaving no room space. Really not leaving room for much stuff to get played. We are gonna see this. This trade's not terrible. It does allow your Bloodseeker to swing again, but you're getting very low on health here.
I
Very
think you have
likely, very
shock
likely
spitter.
you just have to double trade into this 5/3 here.
Yeah, I think. Well, what he could do is.
We're gonna
Um,
devouring swarm into Leok.
no, no.
I'm not sure I like this. I mean, it does allow you to.
Well, I think you shock spitter one, and then you devourings from the other one, and you
Okay,
take control of the board.
yeah, I guess
It
you could do
doesn't seem
that.
like he's going to shock spitter.
But improved ice trap
I
means
should
that there's
get
no.
it.
He's gonna burn the 2 mana. Oh my goodness, that is a lot of mana used up. And now there's no Astalor that turn, just gonna play Batty Guess.
You're
This
leaving
does
up a
5
4/3.
damage. 5 damage. There's the second, another Shock Splitter pickup here. It is lethal.
I think it's lethal already.
It's not, it's too off.
Six.
Oh, it is, no, it wouldn't be because the Shock Splitter wouldn't attack with Devouring Swarms. So, summon a pet.
Oh, now it's lethal.
Yes,
Now it's
swing. Yeah, he has to swing before he plays Shock Spitter.
yes.
There we go. There we go. He saw it. Shock Spitter is
Oh
6
no.
damage.
Is it
That
six?
is
Yeah,
game.
it's okay, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about attacking first for extra damage. But yeah, it was 1 damage off, and he got the extra 1 damage.
So Judo Chop is going to come away with it.
So that scenario that you said no plays out.
So yeah, it does leave E.T. Cthulhu with only ability to tie on the week.
Yes.
If Trito gets 3-0. But congratulations to Judo Chop. He was able to navigate out that last game. He got punished. Earlier, I think it was in game 2 when he had a way to clear the board, but ran out, unfortunately, of time and sort of misplayed through it. But he is able to bounce back, and he gets the win. So we're gonna hold for a quick interview with our winner here.
Hello.
Hey, Judo.
Hey there!
What's up?
Congratulations!
Yeah, I got my first win of
Congrats!
yeah.
Walk us through some of the matches. What were your thoughts on how the games went and your play and everything?
Well, I think with the Demon Hunter versus Shaman, if I had like thought my turn out better, I don't know. It was kind of crazy with all those relics.
Mhm. Now, did
Um,
you know that Zymox does not get triggered off of the relic? The vault.
no, I did not. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we were both saying like, oh, he's clixing the vault, and we're like, does he know that that does not work?
But yeah, I think I had
It-
enough to kill the big minion with my 2 demons, but in the end it worked out.
yeah, it did. And then I guess walk us through a little bit that last game with the Shock Spitter Hunters and
Well,
what your thought was with that in the mirror match.
well, I knew it was like a 50-50 because I saw he was running Shock Splitter and not Beast. But yeah, I was just hoping for the 1 mana weapon and got a decent hand to start out with. And Yeah, it wasn't much calculation involved. It just kind of happened, you know.
Okay, okay. When did you were able to spot the lethal and know that you had the game? Because I think at one point you did throw down a pretty nasty, a pretty big board, I think, with the colossal there.
Yeah, having Tavish really helped. Without Tavish, I wouldn't have, in my hand, I wouldn't have been able to deal with that at all. Um, and having that one rush minion, the Wild Seed, to take down the what was it called, the 5/5, because otherwise I would have needed to do uh the 3 damage fire, and then I would have to after that get the return to hand. But
Yeah, that was a pretty good choice there. Having the flame trap was definitely key.
yeah, I have like 4,500 wins on Hunter, so
So yeah, you knew what you were doing there.
Hunter's definitely my forte.
Excellent, excellent. Well, congratulations, man. Any shout outs or anything before we move
A
on to our next match?
shout out my mom, shout out Rats of Average Size, shout out my first captain in THL, Geranium, shout out Gimme Lamp, and uh shout out Jerry, Tom and Jerry.
I wasn't sure if you're gonna go there, but you did. You didn't disappoint, bro. You didn't disappoint.
No, I can't.
Say hi to Jerry
But
for me.
okay. But yeah, thanks for casting, and it was a pleasure.
All right. Congrats on the win, and now we're on to the next match. So
All right, have a good one.
yeah, you too, buddy. Take care.
All
All
right.
right.
Looks
So I
like
get
second match.
yeah, I get Wildline
Hero.
and Contrary kind of
Yeah.
doing their band thing. So I'll let you guys know in a couple seconds here.
Sure. So just for those, this is going to be Hero Series. I don't know if this is cross conference or not, but it's going to be Abusing PR Management. This is Geranium's APM team versus the Cult. Currently sitting at 4-1, I believe. Might be a little different. Since I haven't refreshed the page. No, it should be actually quite up to date. So yeah, quickly I can go through classes. So from the side of Wild 9, we have Demon Hunter, Hunter, Mage, and Rogue. From Contrary, we have Death Knight, Demon Hunter, Mage, and Rogue. So very similar things. Both players with Demon Hunter and Rogue, the most popular decks in the current format. We're starting to see matches with five teams with 5 Demon Hunters, 5 Rogues across the board. A lot of Mage as well. Mage is very popular. Maybe not with these specific teams, but in general.
Mage is doing terrific in certain areas and bad in
Yeah.
others, but
Yeah.
with
And
aggro
Yeah,
Mage, you either flop or you go.
yeah, big spell mage also has a really nice spot. Depending on what you want to have it, depending if you need it as a counter for anything, as we're in the last hero standing format.
Yeah, it's I mean those LHS if we talk about is a lot more about bringing the best decks.
Yeah.
So you just want to bring the strongest decks possible because that's what you're playing into. Versus like Conquest, you can throw in a warrior or throw in something that could be just like, oh, I am going to super counter one
Well,
deck.
yeah, in LHS it
You
seems
only have to win one. That's it.
Warrior seems better in LHS because you can just pick, like, you could just use it to count. You can just use it as a counter against like a DH or a rogue,
Yeah, but
especially
it's
right
got to win
now.
you more games. Like the second
It
that it
doesn't necessarily
loses,
have to if you
that's your
have your
counter
other
pick.
decks that can win for you.
What I'm saying is that like it's not a
feel like
good deck on its own, but it can get wins versus like so you're gonna leave up other decks to then try and win. Like, but what happens if you're warrior? Like the second that your opponent then play, like you win the first game with warrior, you got to play warrior again. Your
You would
opponent
never queue warrior first though,
I mean,
right?
yeah, maybe you play it like that. There's a lot of I mean, listen, there's strategies to everything. So
Well,
I
hold
Yeah.
on. What's
do think
the
that it is.
class warrior you guys are talking about? What the hell is that?
Well, control. You just play mega armor control warrior to out armor rogues and
That
demon
doesn't
hunters.
exist in
It doesn't
today's meta.
actually work very well versus the rogues. Uh, they still can beat you on a pretty consistent basis, but
Sure, definitely.
we won't be seeing any rogue shenanigans
No,
tonight.
no rogue shenanigans tonight. Rogue is absurd. I was watching my friend. I looked at my friend's stats on ladder like yesterday. He played I think 10 games. He played 10 rogues against 10 rogues. So yeah, no rogues. So we're gonna have I have it pulled up. We're gonna have Demon Hunter, Hunter Mage versus Death Knight, Demon Hunter, and Mage. So we're gonna see a lot of Demon Hunter and Mage with maybe some Hunter or Death Knight thrown in.
Yeah, we get to see a Death Knight tonight. So
Nice. I would
we're gonna.
expect
I
expect
love Death
Frost.
Knight.
I would
I am the
expect
first
Frost.
THL player in history to win a match with a Death Knight.
I know you created a monster, dude.
That's right. And it was
It was
the
pre-buff.
Blood.
I know. I won with Frost. It
Oh,
was
Frost. Okay.
a 40 card XL Frost Death Knight.
Mm-hmm.
40
Back
He won
when
it.
you
He
had
won
to
it.
play 40 card with 40 health in
Yeah.
order to have enough time to actually beat anybody. But yeah,
True.
I won my first match with it
Yeah.
against Druid in a very unfavorable thing. So
Yeah.
I was like, I remember when I brought it, and Lemur was like, "You're the worst person in the world. Why would you bring that thing?" And I was like, "It's gonna get me a win. It's pretty
Let-
solid."
Let me
And
show
now
you.
it's turned around, and
But
now it's like
yeah.
not tier 1, but it's tier 2.
So, for this match, which order are we specking the players?
The first to spectate for the casters, that would be you two, would be Contrary.
Okay.
And then we got Wild 9 on top there for our viewers. So Contrary on the bottom, Wild 9 on top. Just waiting for. No, they're spectate on Wild.
So we do have the Quest DH for Wild 9, and it looks like it will be okay, so this is a spooky mage.
Okay, yeah, this looks like a
ping mage actually. No, I think it's gonna be. I think it's a ping mage.
It's a ping mage, a 30 card ping mage. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, interesting bring from Contrary.
Yeah,
we haven't seen a lot of ping mage.
There hasn't been a ton of ping mage, and it certainly doesn't. I don't think it plays unfortunately, I don't think it plays very well into Quest Spell Demon Hunter.
Yeah, I would definitely favor the Quest Spell Demon Hunter here. Ping Mage is it's very good, similar to kind of like the Frost DK. It's very good against decks that are focused on the board.
Yeah.
But it itself, because it needs time to gather its pieces, and then it kind of wins by its solid alibis. You can't kill it. It freezes the board. It stalls. But
yeah,
it doesn't really do that well against things that can kill you from hand.
Yeah,
and
like solid out. Like alibis can stall. I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, it's fine.
Okay. I think in this matchup specifically, solid alibi won't do a ton. Like you said, it does a lot against board.
It
allows you to stall.
He's gonna have to read very carefully when he thinks that his opponent can kill him.
Yes.
And that's going to be very key, because he's going to have to play them at the exact perfect times where he thinks that his opponent, and he's going to have to go in and get some damage here. And he does have, he had a pretty good opening curve with the Shivering Sorceress into the Arcane Intellect, into the Frostreef Dungeoneer. So he's got minions putting pressure on, and that's really key.
Agreed, yeah.
so that's what he needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side, though, Wild Nine, he's got the Eldraki Warglaves, picked up
Yeah.
one Bound Soul, so and a Felderite, but he doesn't really have any card draw. He's got some burn in hand, so he
Yeah.
needs to make a decision here. He could take out 2 minions with the Fel Barrage.
Yeah, he would take out the face freezers.
He could just use his hero power and kill one of the face freezers, and
Oh,
then take
true.
out
And then it would kill out. It
the
would kill the 2/2 and
other
the
one.
1/1. Yeah. He's gonna play it first.
Okay, so he's just gonna whip it out here.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
wonder.
maybe we just see the bounce soul at this point. I don't know if he needs the hero power, but he could up to
Oh,
leave a hero power.
I guess he might. I mean, I guess in this position you would take Setheno.
Yeah,
If you
you would take Setheno here, but it's not the best time to play it. I agree. Cold Case immediately ripped out of hand by Contrary.
So in next turn he can play one of these wildfires and get
Yeah.
a triple draw multicaster.
Yep. He's
Unleash Spell. So
got.
with the Unleash Spell, he now has the healing.
Yeah, he can opt now to go for Silver Moon Arcanist. Oh, when he plays the bounce hole, and he can do it on turn 6.
But I don't think you would do it this turn. I think
No.
this turn you would probably just go with the Warband.
Probably,
And
yeah.
clear up 2 of these minions, clear up 3. So he could Warband into the 2/3
Mm-hmm.
and clear up 2 more minions.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's probably the best play. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the draw to follow up though.
Yeah, he doesn't have Feast of Souls.
But I like this. I think that this is the right play.
Yeah.
On the other side, okay, so he gets both solid alibis.
Yeah, so he's
Yeah, I
he's
do
at
like this.
32. He's at 32 health. Pretty much.
Oh,
How
so he
does
plays one
DH win?
objection. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, that is.
So he's playing an objection.
Oh yeah, he is.
I wonder what he cuts for this objection. Maybe the Bran?
Maybe, yeah.
Because we did see the Finley, so we know that he does play the Finley in it.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I imagine that he does play. Then he must be probably cutting the Bran.
Yeah, that's my guess.
The only other one would be maybe like a Shivering Sorceress or maybe something else.
Yeah.
That is a little bit of an interesting pickup, and we will see him a Wild Knight go with the Eldraki Warglaves, and he will Fel Barrage to clear it up.
Yeah. So let's see if we see the objection come out here, or if we see something else.
I mean,
that looks. Was that
problem
Cold
is
Case drawn? I mean, drawn Gold Case is pretty good.
Yeah, I think the best play here is just. I like the Cold Case. Like I like Cold Case and I like
Cold Case
Frozen
and
Touch.
Oh, okay, yeah, Cold Case Frozen Touch. Yeah, that makes sense.
He is just gonna throw down the objection.
Probably in the extra Wildfire, probably here. Just to be mana efficient, yeah.
So Wild Nine probably has to think that this is an objection, because
Probably.
he might coin out. He has the coin, so he can test for counterspell, or he can just throw out Chaos Strike here. But if your opponent's playing,
if your mage opponent in standard is playing a secret, it's probably objection if they're hard running it.
Yeah, if they put it into their deck.
Yeah, but we're gonna test with the coin, just in case.
He will now.
Sinful Brand picked up. That is an absolutely big pickup for later.
He doesn't have any.
Doesn't have a lot. We're going in here for a heal.
I think you have to.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely need to keep the health up.
Trying to figure out if he wants to feed what would be the abusive sergeant into this.
Yeah, you probably have to do that. Because I don't know if you really want to get rid of your Arcanist. Because your Arcanist is healing, but I guess it's not necessarily healing potential, but there's this barrages. One more barrage, I guess.
He is going to draw all the way up. And we
Okay.
do notice he also plays a Shattering Blast as well.
Yeah, Shattering Blast is interesting. That was more of a tech against Priest, but that was more a tech against that's more of a
Really
tech against like
surprising
rogues and stuff. That's
the
things.
Shattering Blast in his deck, especially looking at the other lineups. Like you see DH Hunter and Mage on the other side for Wild 9. It's a little surprising that he does have the Shattering Blast because the only one that would
Agreed.
really play big minions would be the Mage if it's a big spell mage.
Yeah, this just
It's a
looks
little surprising.
like this is not looking how I would have expected it from for the matchup.
No, and I think a lot of that is done, but the fact that Wild 9 hasn't really
Drawn as well as he could
drawn very
have.
well.
Because he's just eating a ton of damage and he's gonna get his face frozen. Gonna eat another 3 damage and he's just gonna die. Many objections out. Like he doesn't have a heal anymore.
Mm.
He didn't complete any stages of the quest, unfortunately.
So he needs this to be okay. So he is gonna draw with this.
He needs to get the. I guess even if he gets the Bound Soul, like he just doesn't have really have much. He does have double Unleash Fell technically, but he's just gonna find out that it's objection.
Yeah, but I think he
It's
knows that it is already.
he needs to, right? Yeah. He can't kill the minions, unfortunately. He's unless
so
he
heal for 8.
he can heal for 8. Yeah, you can heal for a good chunk. And even burner predation. Yeah, I think he just figured. I think that's just he just learned his worst fear, and he's just unfortunately now he's just dead.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean the objection paid off gangbusters.
That was a very critical objection, especially I mean in this matchup.
Yeah.
You know, the deck only plays 3 minions, so if you can hit one of them, that's pretty good. The only one that you really want to give up is the abusive sergeant, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. All right, so contrary, he will stick on this ping mage. So we will see what Wild 9 will go to. He's got his hunter.
Yeah.
He's got his mage left. Shock Spitter Hunter might be the play.
I think you might just want to play like I don't know if it's big spell mage seems pretty good into this type of deck. Just all the armor gain it does.
That's true. That's true. If it is a big spell mage.
But if it's an aggro mage, then it might not be exactly what you want. It still should be fine into ping mage.
Is still not bad against ping mage because it does kill them from hand as well.
Yes,
and it does have
you're
a lot
right.
of minions that it could throw away, like
Yeah.
into a objection.
Yeah, for sure.
He's going to think about it a little bit.
Make sure that he's got his Q order correct and that he's gonna have his best chance to hide whatever class he wants.
He does go with the hunter.
Go with the hunter versus. That's a miscue from Contrary, I believe.
It is.
It's a miscue, which is fine. He's allowed to. They'll just reset. Contrary has to continue playing his mage. He can't swap the DH. I'm sure Wild Knight caught it. And as someone who personally has had this happen on stream, and had a board member to rule who was casting. Wait, have they not caught it? I don't know. Unless this is a legacy match.
No, this isn't. This is a hero.
No, this is the hero match, right? Yeah. He needs to. I don't know how this happens if it's more than a turn is played. Oh, okay, there we go. Wild 9 They caught it. Okay, cool. So it's just a requeue. It'll be whatever deck. Be whatever deck. Wild Knight can actually switch decks technically, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe not. But at least it has to be a ping mage queue from Contrary. So we'll be into game again shortly with the correct queues, hopefully.
Yeah. Just give me a quick sec here.
Sure.
Yeah, what are the rules, Saku?
I gotta.
I'm not the rule guy. That's Markshire's side.
I remember Donde actually ruled because I had someone miscue against me.
I'm just looking at THL site, and I'm pretty sure as long as it's discovered before anything's played, because mulligans were kind of nobody really did mulligans, and nothing was played. So I think it's just you just play on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, during the first game, after the first game is played, if the queuing mistake is caught in the mulligan stage, the game is stopped with a concession. The players will re-queue the game with eligible decks. If a queuing, So if a queuing mistake happens again, the player who queued incorrectly will receive a game loss, even if it is caught in the mulligan both times. Okay. So yeah. So everything was caught, so they can just queue whatever. They might ask a board member. They could technically ask for an official ruling because we technically can't give official rulings, but
right.
The in-match process, that's what it says. They just requeue eligible decks.
All right, so we are going into the game. Yeah, Contrary, I think, just forgot.
Yeah, Contrary's. I think this is Contrary's first season, so we got a little mixed up.
And that happens. So
yeah, it happens.
Play a lot of LHS, and to be fair, like
it's definitely not the format you see most often played.
It was in the beginning the most prevalent one, and we switched over to Conquest.
Even in Conquest, yeah. So let's see how. This is a pretty decent opening for Wild 9.
Yeah, you definitely love the Trog. It's an annoying card to deal with.
Oh, it's so annoying for Mage. Yeah.
I might have a spectator bug.
I don't know. I just don't think the mulligans have been completed yet, so we'll see. Yeah. Right. There we go. Only Breeder and Trocket. Bloodseeker, Hydralodon. Those are pretty good cards. To see for Wild 9. On the other side, Finley. Cloquet Shadowy Boss. Yeah, I mean.
I don't necessarily hate the Finley throw here.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't hate it either. Feels a little bad putting a Reckless Apprentice on the bottom of your deck, but it's not the end of the world. The Trog here would get removed right away. Don't necessarily have to play it. Could, but just to make Contrary have to remove it. It's good to force the ping here. And Bloodseeker now has a honorable kill. And now the Shock Spitter starts getting juiced.
That is pretty scary.
Mm-hmm.
Do you just throw this Dungeoneer into it? I guess you do.
Probably. At least you'll be able to freeze face for a little bit afterwards. A Shock Spitter is picked up.
So the first one out.
Yep, I like this.
We see. Okay, he is gonna take the ram.
Yeah. I don't hate the ram here. I think because of the fact he honestly just probably wants to remove these 1/1s as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And with one shock spitter in hand, maybe he's more thinking about like I make my shock spitter cost 1 here. I have all these other ways to do things. Candle shot. So the good news is that next turn he can potentially coin out. He can coin out the hero power, the hero card, which would allow him to attack.
He could do that.
He also has Hydra.
The Hydrolodon now.
Hydra's just so big, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard unless he has exactly a Reckless Apprentice.
Yeah. To remove Hydra, right? Yeah. Okay.
I mean, ping Reckless Apprentice is a very scary play here.
Yeah.
That you're playing into, but he's just gonna eat both of these frozen. We do see the first solid alibi come down.
Actually, yeah. I mean,
so I think I like the frozen touch. So I think if you are contrary, you're gonna have to now you're like, okay, I have to get here. I'm gonna have to use the solid alibi to win me this game. And you are. I mean, the problem is that he's looking at. I mean, this is just lethal coming back at him next turn. No, actually, so he can freeze the 5/5.
Yeah.
He can shoot the frozen touch into the face, go face, so that's 5 damage, 18. And then I would probably play both the cold cases. Okay, he's gonna go for the. I don't know if I like this line. I think that you have to get there. I mean, so this is really gonna rely on. I mean. Yeah, I guess it's okay. I think I would just look to go face in this position.
Yeah. And from Wild Night side, he can just go for the Tavish at this point.
Yeah, I think you just Tavish, and I think that you push. I mean,
I agree.
Damage here.
Yeah.
You definitely take the explosive trap.
Yeah, I think you do. You take the explosive.
I mean, is it better to get more?
Freezing would be pretty disruptive.
Freezing would be a bit disruptive. It pretty much just leaves a dead card in hand.
I mean, I guess that you say the freezing trap. Yeah, I guess maybe the freezing is a little better.
Yeah, and then you probably take denied here. Snake trap, yeah. Actually, snake trap's good.
You get more minions.
I
think he's gonna take the.
He took the denied and the freezing, yeah. So he's just looking at pushing this. He's just looking at pushing all this damage, yeah.
I like this. I like it a
yeah,
lot.
This is good. Play. Yeah. And now there's a 6-mana volatile skeleton in hand. That's just clogging the hand for the rest of the game. The 3/1s, now maybe perhaps one gets to live. Nope, every one of them will die. There's frozen. There's still the touch in hand. Touch. I mean, you should recycle it here. Probably needed to recycle it before he did all the attacks, honestly, because that way he would have had enough.
Yeah,
It's something you don't think about often, but.
Well, he only would have triggered 2, right? Because the other one returned to his hand. So.
Oh, you're right. Yep.
Doesn't matter though. It just means
no,
you
need
one.
100%. Yep.
Just one, yeah.
Similar to the other match.
Yeah. So I guess you could technically play you probably just for mana efficiency play the objection, even though your opponent will now know it's an objection, and they can just they can just burn their Spirit Poacher into it. But at least you force your opponent to not have that specific minion played. So let's see. maybe, perhaps here we could see an override for the harpoon gun, maybe. But we're just gonna see the 4 attack go face. We're gonna go into the we're gonna play against objection, and then we're gonna do wild spirits. This spitter now does, I believe, 5 damage. And with harpoon gun and these minions in play, it's gonna be pretty good.
Savara.
There is Commander Savara.
I don't think you played the alibi yet.
No, I think he honestly just wants to play Savara here, and I'm not sure I agree with that as much. But he doesn't have a whole lot going on. He did manage to trigger the motion denied and just take 1 damage instead of 9, but
I don't know if I like that. I think that you have to hold the Savara.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to hold the solid alibi.
And now I think I just think you play the harpoon. I think you still play the harpoon gun, but you could even opt just for candle shot instead. Harpoon gun's so valuable because especially if there's like a breeder, if there's like a selective breeder on the bottom of his deck, or even the other shock spitter at this point, having both of those is so valuable. Even though yes, there is devouring swarm, you have too many minions for swarm to matter. Okay, so we're gonna see gun. And bottom of the deck shows Trog, Ram, Conjured Arrow. Ooh, Conjured Arrow seems like a really good pickup here. It allows you to draw more cards, and you can always take the Ram on your next swing.
So this is the problem that Contrary has, is that playing the solid alibi last turn on a turn where it wouldn't have saved him from death, he has to play it this turn. He's pinging, but how does he get there? Like, this is the problem that like,
I think the mage is a bit out of gas.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem.
There was no face ping either.
How's he gonna get? He has to bring this hunter down to 0. Yes. You're not gonna win on board. I mean, maybe he's hoping that next turn he can get Mordresh.
Yeah, he's looking for Mordresh.
But he's not put himself into a Mordresh play position because that would be 13.
Yep. Yeah, so now we're just gonna see likely Conjured Arrow played on the 2/3, maybe. But regardless, I think getting to draw here is crucial.
So because he played the Snow Flurry, it's 16 damage. But he's still off. Like, even if he top decks Mordresh, he still needs 4 more damage.
Yeah, and now we can take the. Technically, I guess I would probably take Ram here.
If you're gonna play Ice Block that turn, I think you have to go face.
Yeah.
If you go Ice Block, like, you have to play You're Out. You're Out is top decking Mordresh, him hitting for 10, playing this Frozen Touch, and the problem also is that the Frozen Touch. Here's what we said: like, he should have played it earlier. He would have a charge of Frozen Touch, so he'd be able to throw more damage at the face.
It's very touchy, but the little bits of damage missed, some slightly awkward lines taken has created this opportunity for.
And at this position, it's
for Wild 9 to just close this game. Yep, and he opts to. There's nothing left. He has no damage to kill anything. Oh, he can't clear enough to not die on board, so gonna take a concede. So,
good win from Wild 9 on this hunter.
Yeah, Shock Spitter Hunter coming clutch.
It does come up with the counter, so now it's
Indeed.
Up to Contrary to.
What do we have left? So right now his last decks are Death Knight, and Demon Hunter. So I would guess between those two, they're both slightly Frost DK slightly unfavored for both of them are slightly favored into Hunter, but Hunter still has legs against both of these decks.
Mm.
Maybe. Wow, what does aggro DH look like into Hunter? Aggro DH looks
Aggro DH,
not
wow.
not as good as the other DHs.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
Because I know aggro DH has very specific matchups it wins. So like sometimes it's okay to bring it, but in this case, we'll see what he plays out. He plays Death Knight. So let's see. So let's see what deck this is.
It is a Frost.
It is Frost Death Knight. Okay. Yeah.
Let's play a Remorseless Winter, which is normally a cut. So.
Okay, that's I think I don't remember seeing that.
surprised.
I don't know if my list runs that or not.
I mean, most lists don't. They cut that.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I am not up to deck on certain lists, and Frost Decay is one of them, but I don't believe I brought it. Yeah,
There's
I did bring
two
it.
variants of the Frost DK.
No, my Frost Decay doesn't run it. I'm looking at my pro list.
Yeah,
so
so there are some that play more towards the spell damage with Blood Mage Thalanos.
yeah.
And they also play the school teachers and the Viziers and the Ruby Viziers to generate more spells. Get
Yeah, that's the deck that I'm running. Yeah.
There's also another version that plays more minions that also plays the Might of Menethil. And
the that weapon.
Oh, okay. So he is actually playing the.
Oh, he's playing 2 Frost, 1 Blood?
2 Frost, 1 Blood.
Okay.
So this plays the No Munchers. It plays Patchwork.
Yes.
I think that's it.
It might. Oh, I wonder what. Because there's a lot of good one blood rune cards.
But critically, if you're like people who don't like, okay, what's this? Critically, what it does not play is the 7 mana Frostworm.
Oh, it doesn't play. Yeah, it doesn't play Frostworm.
Yeah, because Frostworm is it's a triple rune, triple frost.
Yeah, triple frost. Yeah, and notably, this deck also wouldn't run. No, it would run Overseer because Overseer's 2. But what else? What else does it not have? That's 3. I know there's
just that. It just plays the triple. I think.
Oh yeah, Frostworm's Fury is the only one.
Yeah, that's the only thing is.
And Lady Death and Deathless.
Oh yeah, Lady. He's just gonna throw down his Warbringer Hunter. Oh, and it is a 40 card.
It's a 40 card. DK. Yeah. K9otron played. Finds a peasant, but maybe could take the poacher instead. But maybe just getting the peasant out there is good. Yeah, we're gonna remove the Harbinger of Winter now. This would force some form of clear to have to be played, whether it's hero powering or playing Icy Touch onto the peasant.
So with the 40 cards, I wonder what other. I mean, I'm guessing he plays probably double Guild Trader.
Yeah.
I imagine that we will see like a Bran.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe like a Finley, some other tech cards like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, some more tech stuff. Yeah, I could see that.
And that's definitely why we saw the Remorseless Winter. So it is like a little bit more of a control-y.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna see the hero power. Nothing really done that turn. I would not be surprised to see an override with a harpoon gun. Wow, Wild 9 running the Warsong Wrangler. We didn't see that in the last game, but Wrangler, that's I don't know if that's a re-inclusion, but I thought that got cut. So I guess potentially instead of playing the harpoon gun, we're gonna just tracking for a card. That's a selective breeder. That's pretty good.
Can't think why you would take anything else at this position.
Yeah, agreed.
I guess he really wants to get full value out of this.
This candle shot, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the end of the world, yeah. Breeder should.
I mean, at first when he saw that it was 35, that it was 40 card, I imagine that immediately he thought that it was blood.
Yeah.
He does know now that.
But then he sees it's Harbinger of Winter, and he's probably abused because it's
So I
frost, but
wonder if that's not a very common deck that we see these
no, you're
days.
right, it's not.
Has played against this.
Yeah. We do see the Frost Drake in with Defrost, Acolyte, and Frigidara.
Uh,
Um, I guess you would take Defrost here because you want to draw through your deck more.
I would I like Frigidera. I think that's such a good card.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a really good card. I don't know. I can't see how many corpses there are. I know there's like probably
Right.
3 or 4 corpses. There's probably like 4-ish corpses at this time.
He just has two. He
Just
just
has
has
two. Okay, yeah. So he has the hero power that died and the one in the Harbinger of
Yeah.
Winter. Okay. Yeah. For some reason, I thought there was at least one more card, but yeah. I think
I like Frigidera. I think that that's probably one of the best cards in the whole DK suite.
yeah, agreed. I feel like if this was Frost D like regular 30 card, I would have probably taken the Frigidera. I'm unsure about taking it with
Okay.
I'm unsure about taking it with taking the Frigidera over a draw card when you have a 40 card deck. So we're just gonna see what probably is gonna be the Wrangler here. Oh, because Harpoon Gun doesn't do anything this turn.
Oh, interesting freeze. I guess he does have. I mean, he's got 3 freezes in his hand already.
Hmm
I wonder if his plan is to try and freeze them out.
I guess the plan is just freeze face. The
I mean,
whole
it
like
does really slow down
yeah.
what the Hunt wants to do. He's not
Agreed,
really
yeah.
forward, so
I mean here I could see taking a Stormpike Battle Ram here. Like I guess you could take because I guess you only have one Shock Spitter that was discovered from Breeder, so you could take the Shock Spitter, and he does. I mean, these spitters have 4 damage already, and if we keep getting more of them, it's gonna get more and more deadly because of especially with the devouring swarm. So we're seeing contrary really want to just remove any ability to attack. And it is gonna get to deal the extra 2 damage from this weapon. Remorseless Winter, Harbinger, and Rhyme Sword.
guess you
I
like the
guess
Harbinger.
yeah, it's either the Harbinger for to thin the deck for another Frostbelt or the I would guess Rhyme Sword.
You don't
Uh,
have that many spells right
Potentially.
now. You have
Yeah,
Frigidera.
I kind of like the Harbinger. Yeah, Harbinger does give you a pretty easy court. Like your opponent is likely to probably try and just remove it because it's in order to give you a corpse. But yeah, we're gonna see Bonebreaker going into 2 damage dealt face.
The Draki.
Second Swarm. So we're just gonna see hero power and equip the harpoon gun. There's only one more turn of guaranteed. There's only one more turn of guaranteed.
Um, I kind of like throwing out Frigidera here. I think that it's the best turn.
Sure, yeah, I can agree with that. I think
Draw the
it,
spells.
but we're gonna see
Both
no Muncher and no
not
Muncher's.
that healing for
It's
5.
fine. Yeah, it's a lot of heal, but he only gets one more heal before he's full health, and both of these shock spitters can, like one shock spitter can go into the wait. No, they do 4. So I guess technically he can go shock spitter. He can go shock spitter, clear the minion, and then he has the other. Then
One of
he can
those
go.
annoying things about this no muncher is that lightning bolt hides the little heart that shows that it's a life steal.
Oh
So if
yeah, I'm sure
you
he.
don't know that, it's really
I'm sure Juan knows it's that. So you could. I think if you're gonna do shock spitter, you have to go with the. You go with the swarm, and then you get it back to your hand.
yeah, but you are gonna it heals him.
Yeah, I mean you have to deal with that, right? It only heals him 3, and then you deal the 3 right back with the gun.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean,
guess.
you have to remove it, right? I don't know really what other
True.
way there is to remove it. So
I
yeah.
guess the other way is to double shock spitter, but that's
Yeah, and but then your shock
that's
spitters
probably
die
the
next
best way.
turn, so yeah. And, but here now they do 5 damage each. That's 10. We're really getting down towards like shock spitters just having so much lethality. Next turn it's gonna do 12. They could do 12 damage for 15. That's half health.
Just take the glacial advance.
So is this all? This is actually all. It's pretty close to lethal. With the fact that you can shock spitter face twice and then devouring swarm the minion, you get both of them back to hand. The other play is Hydralodon. Is the other play is I guess Hydra. But I think I just like shock spitters. Because now you know your opponent's out of has only one icy touch left like in deck likely. And maybe he took some form of heal, but is this a lethal setup with glacial? I don't think so, right?
No.
No. Frigidara does 6, 4, 4.
No.
Okay, so
Frigidera just does 2.
oh, sorry, yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Frigidera isn't. There's a legendary that does. That's a 3 frost that does damage.
Yeah, it just does 2 damage.
Okay, so we're gonna just go with the Hydra here. Hydra's pretty good, but there's glacial advance.
Balmer. What is he trying to involve? I guess maybe the gnome munchers.
I guess.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, I
You
guess
have
it.
to play this.
So we're gonna see it. We're gonna see everything removed, and now the shocks. I mean, now shock spears are pretty good here, honestly.
See, one icy touch.
One icy touch
This
played.
one, grab the icy touch.
So that was pretty good. But these conjured arrows with the shock spitters are going to be pretty solid to keep keep the 5-6 off the board.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I think this is the turn. You conjured arrow this 1/1 to
Yep.
draw cards. You throw both shock spitters at the face, and you definitely devouring swarm on this Frigidera.
Yeah. It doesn't remove.
It does remove the
Frigidera.
Frigidera because
oh, sorry, yeah, because there's a 4 attacker. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, so you can do that.
And I mean, you're dealing 20 damage or dealing 10 damage. You have another 10 in hand.
Yeah.
Your opponent is low on cards.
Yeah, your opponent doesn't have that much damage. You're gonna be, and now that your opponent, I mean, yeah, now there's no more face freeze, so there's gonna be even more damage coming in next turn. A brand off the top here would represent lethal. Second, and both devouring swarms used.
Oh wait,
Glacial 4 to it's lethal.
No,
it's not. It's one off. It's one off lethal.
Yeah, it's one.
So I don't know if there's a lethal back from Wild 9. Beaststalker Tavish would stave off lethal damage here. Yeah, I guess you would kind of have to go for Tavish plus Wild Spirits probably. You don't really have a play to lethal with the shock spitters.
That's 15, so 17 with the.
Yeah, 17 is max, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna at least swing first and see what we get. It is tracking picked up. So yeah, he's gonna go for the Tavish play. I guess you take explosive.
Yeah.
Your opponent's gonna attack your face very likely unless you roll a minion. Oh, we're gonna take freezing trap and we're gonna take ice. I would think you take ice because it's a frost deck, but he could go improved motion deny to try and make it easier to.
Your opponent has so few cards though.
Yeah.
You want to at this point you're playing to save yourself.
Yeah, you're
not looking to push the lethal damage.
Yep. Didn't get the taunt minion, and he does set the weapon. That's a Viciate draw. There's no. This could be potential lethal. Viciate gets glacial advance. There's a number of. There's a decent number as well. Plus, he can also. He can.
So if he gets glacial advance, though, can he play it?
No, because it's ice trap, right? Okay.
Yeah, the ice trap.
Yeah.
What can he play? More damage?
I guess he's not gonna get to do that. He's gonna play Vissier. There's no. Wow, he's going all in on trying to remove this. This is just gonna result in him dying. Blood Boil isn't playable. None of these are playable. I think Wild 9 has this in the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's 2 mana. Yeah, but he can't play it with the ice trap. So yeah.
Yeah. Nothing is playable with ice because of ice trap. It would have to be. It would have maybe had to have been a horn, but even then, like that just doesn't do enough. Defrost is now not playable. There we go.
Yep.
And now he knows he's dead because he knows he's definitely way dead. So Wild 9 getting another win on the Shock Spitter Hunter.
And actually, a very critical pick for from Wild 9 on the freezing trap, because if it had killed,
if no Muncher was played, it would have been bounced back to hand.
Well, no, it was that, and also the fact that like if the undead, the hero power charge or the ghoul would have died, the Vizier then gets it for free.
Oh yeah,
have a card for free, and so he could have played something like he could have
Oh,
drawn.
gotcha. Yeah.
2 for nothing off. Of
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I like that pick.
So it was the right play in that position over the explosive trap. So very good call from Wild 9. Very interesting deck from Contrary. Just fell 1 damage short. So you kind of rack yourself later on as to like where could I have made that 1 damage up. But yeah, very good job by Wild 9 doing exactly what he needed to get the win.
Yeah.
When he needed it. So
yeah, I don't really know about any potential damage miss. So I would think he was just barely not getting there.
So wait, that's another miscue from Contrary.
Yeah. That's different. This is different if it's another miscue. I think that's actually I think it's actually I think that's actually the end of the series technically.
Be a game loss.
It's a game loss. For a second miscue, even if it's caught in the mulligan, the deck that would have been queued suffers a loss, and unfortunately, that means his demon hunter, means that his demon hunter would be removed, which would give Wild 9 the match win.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate, but I did it myself versus
Dankest Dad. I don't know if it's like technically it could be discretion, but honestly it happened again. Happens twice. The player who queued incorrectly will receive a game loss, even if it's caught in the mulligan both times. If the queuing mistake is not caught in the mulligan, well that's different. But it was caught. Yeah, for sure.
So it's
would receive a game loss even if it
I posted that in their chat as it is, so they both players have visibility of it, so it's one of those things. So
yep. So yeah, it's unfortunate that we don't get to see all 4 or 5 games in this series. Wild 9 taking the victory. So yeah, they have ended the match. It looks like hanging out in main menu.
Yep.
It happens. It's a learning process. I would guess that Contrary will be very much unlikely to make queuing errors in the future. It sucks. Hello, Wild 9. Welcome.
Well, anticlimactic, but you got there.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's his first. Contrary's first time playing in THL. I thought that he subbed last week, but I guess the game didn't go off. So.
Oh yeah. I think. I guess I don't know.
I wasn't messaging with him beforehand, and we were talking about like the ban process and stuff. So I know that this was their first match, and so we kind of ran through beforehand and stuff. But I thought they approached the format actually really well. I mean, I didn't put them on any of those decks, and they made a lot of tech choices that they thought would help them win in those matchups. And then even in the last hero standing format, like they took risks in terms of targeting, and I thought it was a good approach overall.
Yeah, definitely there was some. I mean, did you know right away what he was playing with the DK?
So
in the screenshot you can see, right? Like that's the biggest
disadvantage.
That's
right. There. Yeah, he does know that. He would have. Yeah, so he would have known it was Double Frost Blood.
Yeah, so I knew for sure that they were playing the 5/6 taunt with lifesteal, but I wasn't. The thing that surprised me was actually Renathal. Like I don't really know of any decks that are playing Renathal still in that in the 2 blue 1 red format. So I expected like, oh okay, like this is some kind of soft counter to make to run the lifesteal to be better against some of the aggressive decks, but um when I saw Renathal, I was a little bit confused. I wasn't sure like what was in the list at that point. I was trying to look on HS Replay at the same
Yeah,
time.
he
Like couldn't
played
find
it.
any decks.
Drakari Embalmers. We saw 2 of those. So we were wondering what he was trying to embalm. I guess maybe you try and hit like.
So it was the Muncher, right? Or maybe, I guess.
Yeah, maybe you guess like you try and hit your Munchers,
Yeah.
or you try and hit the what's it called? The Thracian.
Oh yeah.
Like you
give
try
him,
and
get the second Thracian to keep giving
another
him.
reborn on him.
Yep.
So you have double.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. I could see that on the I mean that's game winning in an aggro matchup probably if you can land it on the taunt.
I would agree, yeah.
You just have to survive that long, I suppose.
Yeah. That's a very long time to survive.
Do you all know, did I for sure have lethal? I wasn't counting.
Yes, on the hunter, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you had lethal with the hunter, yeah. You had 17 damage the prior turn. So
okay.
You would have.
Well,
so you would have had 17 damage.
I was 3 off lethal before. You're right.
He lost the hero power, but you still had the minion on board.
Yeah, you
Had he cleared the minion off the board, then
the minion, yeah,
would have had to have hoped for a huffer.
But yeah.
Because you would have had 13.
No. I think Azalea's right. Like I definitely had 17 the turn before. I remember I was 3 off lethal. So
but you did play
15.
But you did say Tavish. You did play Tavish, which eliminated your 2 damage hero power.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
The turn before you hero so like the turn before you had hero powered with the regular hero power, but then you Tavished, and then you get the so if he had cleared the minion off the board, you'd have been 2 damage short. So you would have had to have rolled a huffer or.
I was pretty sure between, or at least my thought process was that I just have to survive 1 turn. I think there's like a really high percentage chance that I win, but it felt at least like there's a really high percentage chance that I lose because I don't survive 1 more turn.
Yeah.
So the thought process of not hero powering that turn was, and setting up guaranteeing 2 turn, I guess, would be just like roll me a taunt or something, like anything, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like a minion maybe absorbs like the another 5/6 lifesteal thing, right? Like something.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like, let's just survive 1 turn. I also I think tracking was on the top right, something like that, and so I should be hopefully able to find lethal somewhere.
Yes.
If I can just like survive. So
made sense.
Yeah, I mean it's too bad. Like I kind of am curious if the if the DH was just normal like DH, but
I would guess it was spelled. I would guess it. I mean,
maybe I guess
maybe it was maybe it was a non-quest demon hunter. Like I don't know. That might be it. I don't. Yeah, unfortunately we won't know, but you can obviously ask him.
Yeah, I mean the mage was also a bit of a surprise. Like
Ping mage. Like it was really weird.
Yeah, the ping mage.
It was a hard counter because they were running. They were hard running objection. Like that's like
yeah.
Okay, like clearly they know I'm gonna start with DH, and then they're just gonna hard counter it now, right?
There were a few weird choices though in his. Well, there was one weird choice in particular. You didn't see it, but he had a shattering blast in his mage.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, the shattering blast was weird. Like I know that. Like
figure out what we.
Like
I know that trying to have that for.
Like I know the old versions of it ran. I know that it ran shattering blast in last expansion because of priest and because of rogue, but.
Yeah, with the rogue ban, that's surprising. Like,
yeah,
like it makes sense with the rogue ban, but
yeah. I mean, interesting lineup, and I'm sure that they'll they'll take this learning experience from obviously playing the games and then the unfortunate mistake that was made and take it from here and hopefully they don't have that issue again. That's pretty unfortunate. We don't like to see DQs from missing game matches, but also game losses.
Yeah,
rule violations. So hopefully. So yeah, obviously congrats to you.
Captains, get out there and educate your players.
Yeah, for sure, especially if they're brand new.
Like if you're not new to the competitive scene, last hero standing is not something that gets played very often.
Yeah, LHS is something you don't generally know about.
So there are us who've been playing this game for a long time, and
all of
when
us.
LHS was the predominant format, but it's very rare to see nowadays. So,
and also
for new players, just make sure that you always are letting them know, hey, LHS, last hero standing.
You play until you lose with the class.
Then you get bullied by Wild9, and then go from there.
Yeah, I mean the Hunter was rolling. Like
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a chance if the DH wins that the Mage could struggle. You don't obviously have to reveal any of your information, at all.
Yes, you do.
But
yeah, do it.
I guess whatever. I mean, if you want to, you can. But
Mage was big spell mage.
Oh yeah, big spell mage. Yeah, big spell mage good. Yeah, big spell mage good. I looked at it. I said, "Oh, this looks like maybe a big spell mage angle."
We could see the runes from here, dude. So
boxes. But yeah, thanks for playing on stream. It's nice. It's always fun to see you play.
I've been on stream, so it's nice.
Yeah, for sure.
And it could be twice this weekend, dude. What's going on?
See you on Sunday, buddy.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one to watch. I have some stake in it as the captain of Andy's legacy, as the captain of the legacy team Andy plays on against Wild9. But it's also fun. We have a 3 out of the 4 ops sitting in a voice chat together after a match. That's pretty good.
That doesn't happen too often, that's for sure.
No, it doesn't.
But thanks again, Wild9, and thanks to Contrary for being on the stream as well. And jump on any other time. Just let us know.
He played great. I thought he played really well. I mean, from my perspective, because I have no idea what's in the deck.
Little things. Yeah.
I felt like I was gonna die like all the
time. With the wild, there were some plays with the ping mage that I think that he was trying to, like, he didn't play for his outs.
Wait,
and I think
quick question: Did I misplay the one where I got rid of the lifesteal taunt? I'm trying to think back to it because he ended up at 35 life, and I was like,
no, I think that we thought like
I don't think there was a way to avoid him going up to full health before you swung and hit him to 32.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I was like, when he went back up to 35, I was like, wait a minute, was I supposed to do something different there? Like
that we pointed that out in the cast that that little lifesteal minion, it can be really tricky because that lightning bolt covers the little heart.
Yeah.
So you have to know or read the text and know that it's a lifesteal minion.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Yeah, that's definitely a funky thing, but for sure.
All right, just curious.
Yeah, I personally don't think so. I mean, maybe obviously on rewatch you'll see if there was anything different that could have been done. But yeah.
Get better, Wild9. Stop winning.
And everything.
Oh my goodness.
I said, get better, Wild9, and stop winning.
Get better,
I lose a lot, so
Hey, everyone
we don't get to see it. That's
somewhere here and there. So yeah.
Thanks again, buddy.
Thanks you
to all of you. Have a good night.
You too.
Have a good night.
Peace.
All right. So that pretty much wraps it up. But Fish, if you want to, or Fish, jeez, my bad. I got it right in the tip of my tongue. I heard LK say this on Heart Center. I was like,
yeah, I was very happy. I was very surprised. Like, I know it's definitely like, it's got to be weird. Like, I obviously, like, not many players have changed names while I've been In
No.
THL, there's like one player who did it a couple of times.
Yeah.
But we generally just called them by their first name.
Yeah. Sadly.
But yeah, so it's got to be interesting. People having to adjust to my name change. It's all good.
It's the tongue twister. So
yeah,
I see the picture
yeah.
and then I spit it out.
Azalea,
it's like, nope. Yeah, Azalea. Go. All right. So say what's going on Saturday, and I could say something on Sunday, and then we'll let people go.
We should have asked Wild 9 while he was here, because I will find it really quick. Okay, Salty Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern. We have Chewbacca versus Bouncy Knight in Legacy. And at 11 p.m., we have Geranium Battle versus Swelly in Hero. And that'll be opt by Wild 9 and I believe casted. It's going to be Danka's dad. And I think it's going to be Jock Keener. We're going to have a first-time caster.
Yeah.
For it. And they're going to be going alongside. They'll go alongside Danka's dad. So get to hear some wonderful commentary and some good matches. And watch some good matches.
Yep. And then on Sunday Showdown, we might not have Myanodon because he's going to go possibly to an Eagles game, and he might not make it back in time.
He's going to go to the Eagles-Giants game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go Birds.
Boo Birds.
So it might be Myanodon and Hustle. Hustle is going to have their second outing on Sunday Showdown, so that's good. So 8:00 p.m. Eastern, we get a Hero Series match with Jolt C and You Kidding Me. So
that's a good one.
That's a good match. And then we get some 9:00 Eastern. We have a Legacy match, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Legacy match with Andy Rogers versus the aforementioned Wild 9. So.
Oh, we were at 10. We're at 9?
9 is, 9 is what we have in channel.
Is it?
Yeah. Sunday 9.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, that's right. You said 9. I said 10 or 9.
Yeah, you said 9 or 10, so that's I picked 9.
9. All right. Okay. Awesome.
Hey, a reminder for you.
I'm glad you got reminded because I would hate to have had something. To see his late show
Andy
up.
DQing. What's going on at Caster DQing?
That's never happened. I've never DQ'd.
So yes, so Sundays bring
a match thrown out one time. No contest.
Yeah.
But that wraps it up. So any final words from the both of you before we let everybody go?
Everybody, we'd love to get more people on stream on Friday nights. So yeah, hit us up. We want some new players. We love our regulars like Eternal, but we always want new blood. And, we're looking for pro matches. We're looking for last year standing matches. We're looking for a legacy match. Wild man. I don't know.
So translation, that means Andy loves casting wild matches.
I have no idea what the hell is going on.
Yeah. If we
playing Wild, the few times, listen, I played now 2 matches in Wild.
Yeah.
I have 1 win over 2 matches.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I will say about Wild is I have absolutely no idea what my opponent is playing.
Wild go fast.
So I'm like, I look at their deck list and everything. When I play on ladder, it's like I have no idea what.
You're just rolling the dice, so.
You just roll the dice, and that's all it is. And there's some fun stuff, but if you don't take it too seriously,
that's right.
It's not supposed to be taken seriously.
Yep.
Then have fun with it. So I will have no idea what's going on in any of the Wild matches that we cast, but. That's why Azalea's here.
That's right.
So, why I don't know everything that goes on in Wild. I would feel more comfortable having, if we were to take a Wild match, to have to get Wild specific casters for it.
That's what we got to build them. So
yeah, and we do have really good. We do have really good Wild players who can cast for sure. It's just finding them. It's more just making sure that that we have everything correlated for it, and that's all. I think wouldn't be too difficult. Even if it, because I know Memnarch is quite a good caster, and he is a wild specialist. So very good at everything. But like, oh, I met him through wild. That's how I see him.
Great guy.
Whether it's good or bad.
Wild community. Ugh. It's like the mercenaries people. Ugh, gross.
No, wild people, the wild community is pretty good.
Shots fired at the wild community.
Yeah. All right.
They're pretty good guys.
So we want to wave to everybody. Have a good night. You can find us tomorrow night, super late. So check it out.
Good night, everybody.
Peace.
Good night.